Guten Tag.
Guten Tag, guten Morgen, guten Abend. Yes. Oh my God, our dogs are inviting us right now. It's 5 p.m., getting dark, but I found a video that looked quite interesting. It's the Germany first high-speed train.
Oh,
Is it still good? In the description, it says that it's the Germany first high-speed train dating back in the early 1990. Does it still hold up against the modern day passenger high expectation? I look at the price and it's quite expensive. $77 for 4 hours and 11 minutes. It's like 2,000 baht.
to go where?
I don't know, but it's like 4 hours. It seemed like a lot, like Frankfurt to Berlin. But it's first class seat.
Let's see inside if it's worth it. Get started.
This is Germany's first ever high-speed train, the original generation of the ICE. Today I'll be taking a ride on this 30-year-old train, travelling between two of Germany's biggest cities,
Wow.
Frankfurt and Berlin.
I mean, 30 years old.
Let's see if this old train still lives up to Germany's high standards in first.
How old are the train from Japan that you have in Thailand? Like 80 years old?
Hey, don't bully. Do you know when there were earthquake? This is the hero.
The train?
Yes.
It didn't fall?
No, it can pick up people to go back home because people
Really?
got stuck by the the BTS thing
Wait,
like
do
that.
you mean the last earthquake? Recently?
Yeah, the recent earthquake. It's
Really?
this train that helped
The
them.
train from Japan.
Yes.
Yeah, because the old train in Japan when they no longer like in use, Thailand like to buy them because they are very robust in Japan. So the old high-speed train in Japan are in Thailand now, a lot of them. So in Bangkok, and it's really good. So yeah, I was just making a joke so you can react.
class on what is one of the world's most famous railway brands. There's even time to check out the Onboard meal service, so join me for a speedy ride through Germany. Welcome to Frankfurt am Main Hauptbahnhof, Germany's busiest station and a key hub for domestic and international rail travel. Before we head inside, let's just take a moment to appreciate the beautiful 1880s entrance hall, a building that looks
Wow.
spectacular even in the dullest of weather, such as today.
I was gonna say it's too
Inside this
traditional.
building, you can find all the standard features
Wow.
of a major German railway station.
This is
There's a
huge.
staffed ticket office here to the left, as
Yeah,
well as the
it's like
DB lounge,
shopping
though
mall.
I can't use this with my ticket. Moving on to the platforms allows a view of the 5 spectacular train sheds here.
Wow.
This is also where you can find a large variety of shops and food outlets, including the ever ubiquitous McDonald's and other typical German brands.
Wait, this is look like
Rather
7-Eleven.
interestingly,
Yeah.
this station is involved in a partnership scheme.
Wait, do
namely
you
with-
have 7-Eleven in Germany? We don't have much in Canada. When I came to Thailand, I noticed they have 7-Eleven everywhere. And it's also very popular in America, but somehow in Canada, we have our local brand a lot. I'm wondering in Germany, I think you do too. So I was surviving. I think even something like Starbucks is not really popular in Germany. I think it didn't work. And even Walmart, I don't think it's really popular. I think all of them, they ask for too much money, so they end up having their local brand in Germany.
with Gare du List in Paris and Tokyo's main station. Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof has a lot of tracks, 28 in total, for the large
28?
variety of frequent services the station sees.
That's a lot.
Most of the regional services are operated by DB Regio, though other operators serve the station too. For example, Hessische Landesbahn operates services to Hanau and Aschaffenburg, while the private operator Vias runs a number of routes out of here. You'll also see occasional services
The
to
track is
France,
small, right?
operated by the
it's
French national
because the-
operator SNCF.
It's made like a jet
This
almost,
one is
like,
bound for Marseille on the Mediterranean
I
coast.
say.
My train will be operated by DB Fernverkehr, the branch of Germany's national rail operator dedicated to long-distance and high-speed
They have the
trains.
nose in front, right? To make it faster. It's like a
These
jet.
like a
ICE
bullet.
trains cover all corners of Germany,
They call
serving
it
the
bullet
biggest
train in Thailand
cities
too,
in the
right?
country.
Bullet?
There
Like
are even
bullet or
some
high-speed train?
international
I think it's
routes
in
to
the- was
Switzerland,
it-
Austria, Belgium
The
and
Shinkansen?
France.
The bullet train.
Ah, Shinkansen in Japan, right?
The ICE
No, think
is
about
one of
it.
the most
They can go to other country. Like, to me, it doesn't make sense because in Canada, you cannot go to any other country with the train. Everything is far. And even to go to the US, you need you need to pass the immigration and everything. They don't need to pass anything.
recognizable
Just like-
railway brands anywhere in the world, with the 3 letters standing for Intercity Express. My train today will be ICE 598, the 1414 to Berlin Ostbahnhof. This train has already had a long journey, having set off from Munich this morning around 4 hours prior. ICE trains began operation in May 1991, with service based around the then brand new Kassel-Wilhelmshöhe station and the Hanover to Würzburg high-speed line, both of which we'll be seeing today. The first generation train was creatively named the ICE-1, with its iconic wedge-shaped cab still looking great all these years on.
Oh yeah,
I'll be
it's 30
travelling
years old.
first class today,
Yes.
and have a seat reservation here in coach 11.
Hauptbahnhof über Göttingen. Abfahrt 13.
Both first class and second class have 6-seater compartments.
Oh, okay, that's
but I'll
quite
be
nice,
travelling
right?
in the
Yeah.
open
It's a
area
private
today,
cabin,
as
right?
it's better for filming. Seating is in a 2+1 layout, as you'd expect. I would have shown this here, but for some reason I decided to film the floor. My
Yeah,
seat is
makes
number
sense.
55,
The
a
seats are nice.
forward-facing single seat.
It's like a VIP bus.
Today's route will see us crossing most of Germany, heading north
Oh,
along the
whoa.
Hanover to Würzburg line, before heading east on the Hanover to Berlin line,
Berlin.
meaning much of the journey will be on high-speed track. The journey is scheduled to take 4 hours and 11 minutes, covering 573 kilometers,
Wow,
or about
500
356 miles.
That's from here to Bangkok. 4 hours, quick, right?
Yeah, quite
For
quick.
a train, it's really quick. Especially if they don't stop anywhere, but maybe they do, I'm not sure.
Departure from Frankfurt am Main is 7 minutes behind schedule at 14:21. Our journey begins heading southwest as the train tries to navigate the busy junctions in the city.
Yeah, you cannot always go full speed, is the thing.
As we loop around the city to head north, we cross the River Main, after which this city is
Wow.
named.
Oh.
Before we look around the interior, let's quickly check out my phone. DB's app offers a service called Comfort Check-in, in which you can confirm your presence in the seat you reserved. The process takes seconds, and means you no longer need to have your ticket inspected.
Yeah, that's
Anyway,
good.
as we head along the classic line towards our
That's
first
normal
stop,
everywhere now,
Fulda,
right? I mean,
let's
Yeah.
take a
in
look
Asia,
around
in
the
Asia it's
first
quite
class
common.
here on the ICE-1. We'll start off with the seat. As I mentioned earlier, the seats are in a 2+1 layout, and I think they look really smart in the black
don't have
leather
a bed.
design. As for comfort, well, they're great. A perfect balance of padding and ergonomics, making for a really comfortable
Maybe it's
ride.
because it's short distance. In Thailand,
And-
when you take those kind of train, you can open a bed downstairs and upstairs because sometimes it's 12-hour like the train. But maybe these trains are only made for short distance.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, where's the bed?
Up top, you can find a very soft pillow, a staple feature of ICE trains since day one. Each seat gets a pair of wide folding armrests. Beside the seat, you'll find a lever to control the generous recline. And beneath, there's another lever, this one controlling the adjustable seat base, allowing for improved thigh support. In front is the footrest, which can be folded down for additional comfort. Above this is a small net for storing personal items.
Yeah, this look like a
And the little grey piece of plastic is a personal
looks
litter
like
bin.
a bus.
It's small, but it
long
helps
distance
keep
bus
the
in
train
Thailand.
tidy.
The seat look the
The
same.
seat in front also features
everything.
a folding table, which offers a decently sized surface for working on. A groove is provided to place a drink too. Now moving on to legroom, and it is fantastic. There's definitely a lot of room to stretch out and relax, ideal as these trains can be used on some very long journeys. Looking back outside, we can see the Hanover to Würzburg line passing over us, which we will soon be
Würzburg.
joining for part of our journey. Our first station is Fulda, a
Cannot
major
hear the sound
interchange
much,
on Germany's
which is
railway
good.
network.
Yeah, they stop.
The city
That means
itself
Fulda.
has a long history, being founded in 744 and having
Whoa.
a key role in spreading Christianity throughout Germany.
7:44.
From here, we will be travelling on high-speed track for most of the
Oh,
remaining
okay.
journey. This was Germany's first high-speed line, and allows trains to travel at up to 250 kilometers an hour in regular service, and a little bit faster in case of a delay, which happens frequently. Though it seems our short delay isn't enough to warrant the higher speeds, these trains can and do often reach their top speed of 280 kilometers an hour. Our next stop is Kassel Wilhelmshöhe, serving the city of Kassel. Unlike most cities in Germany, the main station here is actually not the Hauptbahnhof, which literally translates as main station, but instead this one. Kassel is also home to the Regiotram, a tram train system operating since 2007 on 3 routes. The system features tram vehicles with special adjustments to allow them to run on traditional railways.
Something I have never been inside.
Some of the Regiotram sets are even fitted with diesel engines
don't have that in
to
Canada,
operate on
those
unelectrified branch
city
lines.
tram.
As our journey continues, I'm beginning to get
Neither in
fairly
Thailand.
hungry. All ICE trains have a restaurant car, and this one is no exception.
Ah, thank God.
The restaurant on the ICE 1 is a classy affair, with a bar and lounge area, as well as a proper sit-down restaurant with table service.
Yeah, this is common also in Thailand.
But one of the benefits of first class is at-seat service.
Wait, you
with
don't need to be
staff
first class in Thailand to go to a restaurant, right?
I don't think so.
But it's first class, do you get free food though?
It depends on the packet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the restaurant usually it's the one of the last one, right? In front. And then the
Yeah,
luggage is
yeah.
one of the last one behind is the luggage, and then the last one in front is the restaurant, the chauffeur or something.
Yeah, I think like that.
And it
Not
looked like this,
remember.
although it's not that pretty like this, but it's still,
frequently passing through the carriages ready to take orders.
And it's not fast like this.
I went for the Buntnoki
Wow,
pasta
all
dish with a
Japanese, eh?
beer. Note that many dishes on the DB Bort restaurant menu are seasonal, so this one is no longer available. I've left
There's
a
always
menu link
available,
in the
though.
description so you can see what's currently on offer. All meals are served using proper dishes, cutlery, and branded glasses.
DB.
Though surely I can't be the only one who has noticed they don't quite fit the groove provided.
This is typical.
Unfortunately, I misplaced my receipt from this evening's meal, but a meal and a drink tend to go for around 10 to 15 euros, which I think is pretty good value.
Okay, they don't get it in the price of
This
the...
station is Hildesheim Hauptbahnhof, where we briefly leave one high-speed line to change to another. From here, we'll head east to the German capital, travelling on older routes that have been upgraded to
This
high-speed
look like
standards.
fall. No, not fall season. The tree have
Now
a lot
let's
of,
talk about the future for these old ICE trains.
It's a rainy day of
From
old time,
2020,
maybe.
the role of the ICE 1 has somewhat diminished, with the arrival of newer and higher capacity ICE 4 units displacing them from the busiest routes. Most of the original sets are being shortened from 12 car to 9 car.
Oh,
and
but
receiving
no, I forgot. This is the old model, right? They have other kind of trains that are more recent too. That's gonna be different inside. Yeah, no, that's what I forgot. That like it's not new. It's it's old, but it's
a
still
light
doing the
overhaul
job.
known as LDV or Lebensdauer
So it's probably
Verlängerung,
cheaper then
which translates as
go inside,
lifespan
I guess.
extension. By 2030, they're expected to be fully replaced by ICE 3 Neo
see?
and ICE 4 units, as well as
Yeah.
DB's new Talgo trains. Who knows, there may even be an ICE 5 by then too. The ICE 1 also has an interesting history in a country far away from Germany.
Oh,
In 1993, a modified ICE 1 set was shipped to the United States, where it was showcased on trains between New York and Washington, D.C. It was also hauled around other parts of the country by a diesel locomotive.
You know, the train infrastructure is so bad in the US that they need to take the train from Germany to show them out to make it properly. You know, they tried for so many years in California to have a train system, and it's always failed because of the paperwork. And apparently now in 2043, they're going to finish in like 20 years.
Yeah.
If everything go well. In Canada and the US, I don't know why we cannot do this properly. We cannot make the train, the system, everything properly. It's traffic jam everywhere. I don't know why we cannot do like Europe. Like we feel like we're terrible. I don't know why.
Despite this excursion leaving positive impressions, no orders were made. Instead, a consortium of Bombardier and Alstom won the order, resulting in the Acela Express. We're now approaching Braunschweig Hauptbahnhof in a city historically known as Brunswick. The station opened in 1960, replacing an older station that was difficult to serve due to being a terminus as well as being over capacity. Despite the weather being pretty miserable today, these trains are fitted with effective sunblinds. And if you need more light, then an individual reading light can be found above all seats. There's also a coat hook located above your seat next to the window. Lastly, a European-style power socket can be found beneath the seat, one for each passenger.
Wait,
Luggage
this is something
storage
that
can
we
be
never
found in
know
the
if we're gonna
form of
get in a train in Thailand. If you're gonna be able to plug our phone and things like this.
Oh
A
yeah.
lot of the time, it's a hit or miss if you're gonna
Sizable
have one.
overhead luggage racks, which would have no problem handling even the largest of bags. Strangely, there are no luggage stacks in first class, only in second class.
Oh,
However, any heavier items should be able to fit in between seats. And I nearly forgot to mention, whilst meals in first class are not complimentary, you will get a little sweet treat. Normally, either a small piece of chocolate or some sort of biscuit. As we are now winding through Berlin's suburbs, it's time to talk about how much this journey cost. I paid €65.90 for a one-way first-class ticket, valid only on this train. I think this is a great price for a high-speed journey of this length, especially for first class. As we head into the German capital...
I'm gonna be honest. This seems expensive to me because in Thailand you could take the plane for half that price, and you're there in 1 hour.
Ah,
No?
true, actually.
Like for 1,000 baht, you could go that same distance that you would do here. You just go to the airport and then you're there in 1 hour. This seems expensive to me, especially that you don't get free food and stuff like this.
But
don't
how
know.
much for the plane over there though?
Well, the plane is probably expensive then
Yeah.
to go because literally from here I can go to Malaysia for that price, and it's not even in Thailand. So it's maybe the plane, the price of the plane ticket and transportation that is maybe quite cheap over here, I guess, compared to Germany.
Yeah, but to be honest, like on the train, the wheel and atmosphere on the side are so good. Like,
Except, well, it's raining today. It's kind of bad for him, right? It looked depressive, his journey, but...
Past Berlin-Charlottenburg, where a Euronight sleeper train is waiting to depart for Vienna, Budapest and the Ukrainian border. This was actually my connection, so I was relieved to see that I was going to make it. Germany's railways often get a bad reputation for terrible reliability, and I've definitely experienced that in the past. However, it seems like I was lucky today, as we are only running a couple minutes behind schedule. The ride through Berlin is certainly a lot slower than on the high-speed sections earlier, but this does allow for a great view of the city.
Yeah.
This station is Berlin Zoologischer Garten, which historically was the terminus for the Siberiak, a long-distance train that ran all the way through Siberia to Novosibirsk in Russia, among other destinations such as Sochi and various cities in Kazakhstan. The large modern construction of Berlin Hauptbahnhof eventually comes into view, and we pull into the station 2 minutes late at 18:27.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. You don't get much for the price.
Overall, definitely,
This looked like a bus.
I really enjoyed my trip on
And
too.
there's nobody working inside that serve you. You know, in Thailand, when you go to a train, there's in first class, you're gonna have the lady, like just like in the airplane, that's gonna be dressed and it's gonna bring you your drink. You can maybe click a button, and she's gonna come and see if you need food or something. The service. There doesn't need to be any service like that. You just get a few things that you would get anywhere in a bus in any country, and then you don't have much to me. I don't know.
that's true, but still, like, because the money and everything is different, right? The rate, the value of the money. So
Yeah.
maybe it's difficult to hire people to, or maybe they have one people. They're supposed to have some people like take care, but like doesn't need to do this kind of service. But of course, like first class, at least you should have someone, like better service, thing like that, because
Yeah.
you pay more.
I mean, I wonder if this is first class, what is B class and C class? What gonna look like? Or what can you have? Like what? You're not gonna have a seat to sit. You're gonna sit on the floor. I don't know. Like what else can you get less than this? You basically don't have that much and already.
Yeah.
Like you don't have access to a restaurant. What is it like? I don't know. It doesn't feel. It's just do the job, but it's not like an experience that as a tourist you necessarily want to do compared to just renting a car, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, it's still interesting to see what's going on in Germany. It's different from every country in Europe is quite different in that regard, actually. So anyway,
Yeah.
interesting. Please suggest us more, and see you very soon.